Dear colleagues, friends, and the Ecocivilisation followers, it is a great pleasure to host you today here. And it is really a great honor to welcome you to the opening session of the Leadership Challenged. We live in a time of great instability where attempting to predict the future is at best an exercise in speculation. Certainty in predictions has become elusive, not only due to unpredictable human behavior, perhaps influenced by the subtle yet powerful forces of nature, our planet, and cosmic constellations, but also because we are transitioning from 12,000 years of relative stability known as Holocene. The Holocene provided ideal conditions for the flourishing of biodiversity, humanity, and civilizations. It offered predictable weather, stable temperatures, consistent water cycles, and reliable seasons, allowing nature to evolve around these fundamental life-sustaining conditions. But now we have entered the Anthropocene, an era where unpredictability rules. We find ourselves uncertain, questioning how much of this change stems from reckless, short-term human behavior, and how much is a result of larger planetary cycles, solar eruptions, or even cosmic influences. In times like this, human responses vary widely, reflecting our diverse levels of awareness and consciousness. We must acknowledge that the technological and industrial civilization, what I often refer to as Western civilization, has shaped life on this planet for centuries. Yet we now find ourselves as crossroads, doubting humanity's own potential while fixating on technological imitations. It is no surprise then that one of the dominant versions for the future proposed by technological giants is transhumanization. The idea that humans have fulfilled their role on this planet and that the next evolutionary step are beings which are a fusion of organic and artificial intelligence. However, history teaches us that every civilization has had its golden age, only to struggle where it failed to reinvent itself. Today, Western civilization appears to be reaching a similar turning point. But an idea has become taking shape in my consciousness since 2011. A thought that perhaps, for the first time, humanity has the capacity to consciously reinvent itself, seeking more balanced civilization in harmony with nature, planet, and the universe. The eco-civilization movement is built upon this possibility. We embrace the emergence of new ideas, drawing from the collective consciousness without rigid preconceptions. We see ourselves as a global disruptive cluster of people who care. People committed to fostering an ecological civilization that aligns with planetary and cosmic rhythms. In this spirit, we invite all to join us in reimagining a vibrant, interconnected relationship with our planet, one rooted in understanding, collaboration, and co-creation. Our values focus on sustaining life in all its forms, learning from each other and from non-human communities alike. We follow the core principles of social technology, where technology serves as a tool, not a goal. We embrace system thinking to grasp both opportunities and consequences. We advocate for accountability and responsibility alongside spiritual transformation, engaging not just our intellects and physical bodies, but also our emotions and the quantum vibrations that connect us all. A new civilizational paradigm cannot emerge without rethinking the very structures within which we operate. And that is something I'm inviting you to. Instead of rigid function-based organizations that fight for their own survival, I invite you to imagine self-organized, network-based structures that revolve around fundamental life-supporting elements. Land, encompassing both physical and virtual spaces, communities, bringing together species in self-organizing ecosystems, beings on all levels, and we are yet to determine what really the beings are, collective awareness and consciousness, drawing from accumulated wisdom, and dynamic relationships that ever-evolving connections bring to life, those that sustain life. These elements should not be static, rather they must continuously adapt to genuine needs, whether in education, industry, infrastructure, culture, sport. We must ask ourselves, are our actions strengthening the resilience and sustainability of life, land, communities, beings, and consciousness? I do not claim this to be the ultimate solution, but it is a different enough approach that I hope it sparks new insights in your creative sphere. With this introduction, I hope to establish the context for why we have chosen to dedicate this year to Leadership Challenged. In modern society, we're almost obsessed with leadership theories, techniques, tools, schools of thought. Yet look around. In our current world, we are becoming more chaotic, more disconnected from nature, from each other, from ourselves. We glorify technology above life, ignoring the wisdom that has sustained existence for millions and billions of years. It is time for a profound shift in our perspective. Let us embrace this opportunity to explore leadership in a new light, one that nurtures life rather than controlling it, one that reconnects us with nature rather than distancing us from it. And I hope that this has justified enough the reason why we've connected with a couple of different networks. And it is an immense pleasure to introduce to you the people who came together and decided to challenge this very important topic. My dear friend Mar Entruini, currently talking to us from Spain, dear friend Dr. Andrea Codrin, director of Quintaum, talking to us from Slovenia, Lev Gordon, great friend, also one of the co-initiator and co-founders of Living Cities Earth, and talking to us from United States, and myself also talking to you from Slovenia. The purpose of the Year for Leadership Challenge 2025 is very clear. First, we would like to raise the awareness to this topic and dare to challenge what we understand as leadership today. Challenge the concepts that the leadership is following in order to deliver what they believe is the right goal or strategy or action. And dare to go beyond, of course, through imagination and practice. And this is what we would like to bring forward. And hopefully through these 4 core elements, we will try to reply to some emerging questions. Can today's leaders lead the way in the new civilizational paradigm? What is really missing in the whole story? And while we had discussions and preparation for this Year of Leadership Challenge, it became clear that a reformation of institutions will be necessary. How can these institutions serve better the needs of people on local, regional, and global level? And of course, we ask ourselves, is there a room for responsible stewardship, at least for the civilizational change? Can we imagine the communities and organizations without hierarchical leaders? It's a big question, which hopefully will be addressed and challenged throughout the year. And I'm not going to repeat all these messages, of course, but I do feel, and I wonder what's your response to this, that our evolving consciousness seems to call for a better balance between individual autonomy and collective action. Our civilization lived through all these different isms, and all seem to fail at the end to provide satisfactory, sustainable, and resilient options. Can we build on immense experiences of isms and imagine something else? Because we are under the big pressure to either decide to continue to concentrate the power and capital, to concentrate the control and repression over people, or to dare to venture something fresh and new that will rather go in the opposite direction. So are really only the leaders to blame? Can we, with the fresh knowledge, strengthen the leadership concepts with systemic interventions, understanding how systems work? Will leaders be able to reinvent, evolve, and transform to serve humanity and not only to serve the self-proclaimed elites? Who does the future really belong to? Big questions, but they keep coming back and they demand some comments and answers.